Adnolds Turk Fact Debate Speech. In the United States, the cost of attending university is tremendous. More than 80% of the population has to take out loans because of it. As college debt worsens, racial inequality worsens as a result of the lack of education people can receive because of the lack of funds attended. Knowledge is power, and without that knowledge, the cycle of inequality continues. Poor people of low income housing struggle to go to school. Then once they can't attend school, they can't graduate. Once they can't graduate, then they can't go on to get jobs. And when they can't go on to get jobs, they can't go on to provide for the economy, and so on. A study made by the Washington Post showed that families of color had up to 1/5 that most white families had to spend on education. So as long as attending American universities costs money, the racial gap will continue as the result of lack of education. United States universities must be costless to progress racial equality. The United States is defined as an English-speaking country. University is defined as an educational institute providing higher education. Costless is considered to be something that's free of charge. Progress is defined as an action or forward movement. Racial equality is defined as the belief that individuals, regardless of skin tone, race, gender, etc., are legally equal. I affirm that the United States universities must be free to improve racial equality. United States universities must be free in order to progress racial equality, as it will increase not only the attendance of minorities in university, but also increase the graduation rate of minority students in universities, which in culmination will decrease the wage gap and set minority families on paths to success. The effect of costless university in the United States would see a dramatic increase in minority student attendance. And this was shown excellently in the University of Michigan, where they made a research study called the Hail Campaign, where they sent by mail to all students of low income sent that all tuition and fees were waived off, more than double the amount of students attended, which just shows how when the students are given the ability to go to school without paying for it, that double the amount is able to go, which just allows more students to graduate, which then allows more students to go to the workforce. And since more students go to the workforce, they're allowed to be a part of the economy, which allows them to be better for future generations. And as they dramatically increase in the attendance, they also dramatically increase in the amount of graduation rates. And since the amount of graduation rates dramatically increase, this leads to more minorities being educated, which leads to more minorities being able to get higher paying jobs in the future, which decreases the wage gap. Data indicates that if 58% of adults 25 and up had an associate's degree or higher, the racial gap could decrease up to nearly 40%. That would be huge. This just shows how costless American university leads to a higher amount of educated minority students, which in turn prepares students for society, which slowly decreases the racial wage gap.